Late 80s in the Bronx, marks his tale. Mom was doing time, Erica was born in jail. Placed in foster care, neglected and misused. Just a baby girl being sexually abused. Trauma, unparented journey. By 16, start dating a man in his 30s. Had a baby boy with her, thought he'd be there for her. But according to her, he was putting his hands on her while attacking him.
You asked for my hand in marriage. You asked for this family that we've created together. And now that you have it, it's not interesting enough for you anymore.
If Erica goes home, the girl who I'm falling in love with is gone. That's how I'm looking at it.
I'd rather stay on a bunk bed in someone else's crib than to be in this house and just be arguing nonstop every day, every time we speak. It just doesn't make any sense and it's not healthy. Erica gives me a little warm, tingly feeling on the inside.
You left me in this house by myself pregnant.
Because I need her to be healthy to carry my baby for 9 months.
You're hurting me and you're causing distress to my pregnancy. Safaree, pick her up, you freaking idiot.
She needs to know that there's pain in life. I didn't realize having a kid was this much work, so that's why I said I don't want no more kids. It's a lot of work. I didn't know it was this much work, and we don't have any help.
Do you not like being married?
Well, having a son, that would be like the most unbelievable thing. I need a man to carry on my last name. I need an heir to the throne.
I was in the hospital bed with this man's son. That man didn't care if I made it through that pregnancy. That man didn't care if I made it through that labor.
It's my second-year wedding anniversary, and instead of my husband buying me dozens of roses, he bought it for a bitch that bought him a shot. Yeah!
I knew it.
That good old hair.
He just has this obsession with my hair.
Her hair, I just...
So, I wanted to talk about the kind of, she missed some red flags with Safaree. And, I mean, I don't fault her too much because as women, it happens or whatever the case may be. And I see a lot of people keep saying, oh, this is her karma. And there's so many men that are like ganging up. It's just, it's sad. It's ridiculous. I'm starting to think they're a little sassy somewhere because I'm not understanding. Like, they do things far worse. They mess up stuff times 10 versus us. And it's like, it's not really looked upon a certain way, but when it comes to females or comes to her in particular, it's like so many men are like, oh, this is her karma, that's what she gets, she's such and such, she's such an evil person, this, that, and the third. And I didn't know the backstory, which I included at the beginning, which is the things that happened, the things that went on. And I'm not using it as like, a cover up or that's a giveaway that she gets a pass just because of that, because I seen that she says she's in therapy and things like that. So to each his own. It's like, oh, and then they're trying to show clips of old relationships and when she was with Sin and when she was with Rich and when she was with Bow Wow and all these other people. And it's like, okay, Safaree was well aware of the situation. He was well aware of her past. He was well aware of all of these things. He begged. He's a true narcissist. And I'm so sad to say he's a Cancer, but I don't think so, because, well, the men, Cancer men are different, but definitely not as bad as that. And Jamaican men are different. Jamaican men, usually that I know of, take care of their family, but sometimes, it's to each its own, so we can't even kind of attach that to it because it's really all in a person. Safaree is a big kid. We seen that he was a big kid a long time ago, which he couldn't be taken that serious. So it's kind of, her fault and all. But you give people chances. You open up to them. You let them in to let them show you who they are. You kind of don't go on the rumors too much, and that's kind of what she did. So it just was a bad that you see after the fact, like one of the choices I probably wouldn't have had a second one with him too, just seeing just how he was the first time around and whatever. But like I said, we are women, and it's crazy to see so many women say the stuff too, because it's like, no, we all had our dumb phase, we all had our dumb role, we all fell for things, we all thought things would be different, we all wanted our families to work out, wanted things to be a different way than they were presented or they were actually in reality. We wanted to change things. We all wanted to be a family, wanted to be together, wanted to make things work out. So I don't fault her for that, or I'm not gonna drag her for that, because that's typical women stuff. That's typical stuff that if you've been through a lot of stuff or been through bad relationships, and then you finally get to be in another one, you will do everything to make it work. You would try to make it work. So I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Now the way she talk and the stuff that she do, yes, it's not right all the time. It comes off a bit of a mess sometimes, but sometimes I feel like that's a defense mechanism, and she puts that up to feel like she has to protect herself or whatever the case may be. And I'm not campaigning for either or, because they both have their ways. They're both not absolutely 100% correct, but as a woman, I just can't drag her to the extreme. I'm just sorry. I'm just not gonna do that. Like, that's not right. That's really not right. The way that I just see everything just being out there, just like it's not okay to do that. It's not okay to say those things. It's not okay to make somebody feel like that. And regardless of however their relationship is gonna turn out, we don't really know, because like we don't see 100% of it, but just from the outside looking in, him being a dad should at least overweigh and overpower everything else. So regardless of, okay, whatever else they is arguing about, whatever else it is that they're having problems with, I still feel like you have to be a father to your kids. That's the best thing that you can do. That's what you at least can do. That's the least that you can do, is help out and be there for your kids. You beg for them, you ask for them, you did the most to get them. And he's definitely an example of one of those guys who would beg to get you forever, beg to do these things, beg to want these things, and then finally get them and fumble the bag and don't know what to do with it, or just mess it up, or you're not even meant to be prepared for it, but you were begging for it to back. He's definitely one of those guys who doesn't know what he wants, plays lots of games, begs, say he's gonna do one thing, doesn't do it, doesn't take accountability. And that's a big thing that I think she needs to kind of fall back on, is that he's just not gonna take accountability for certain things that he's done, that he says. And you know what, that's okay. And as women, we just have to learn to be okay with that sometimes, that some people are just not going to take accountability. Some people are just going to always do the blame game. They're not going to admit to certain things. They're just not going to do it. As much as we want to, as much as we blue in the face, tell them, show them, give them 1,001 examples of the reasons, the things, and the stuff that is in reality. Just people that are just like that, and people that are narcissists, are not gonna do it, are gonna do the blame game, are gonna make it seem like it's one person and the other person, and is not, and not take account for, take any responsibility for their part in the play. Like, they both play their parts, but I feel like she is, taking her parts on, and she's not all the way right, but he's just not trying to take any at all, or just trying to make it something else that it's not. And I don't know, it's just really sad. It's really sad. And regardless of the relationship, however the relationship's gonna go, I just hope he goes ahead and be a good father to his kids, be a good dad, be better. Try to eventually, I think he might need to go to therapy too, because he needs some wounds to heal and needs to admit to some things that he's clearly not admitting to. And just face the reality, and like grow up already. And I seen that his mother, seeing on a clip that his mother too was like, boy, I didn't raise you like this. And especially Jamaican, I know in the Jamaican family, like, they're big on that, like, your family, your wife, your stuff like you don't do that. And especially very disrespectfully, and just certain stuff, like, it's just that culture, from what I know, like, it's no, that's not acceptable. So he's like really embarrassing just everybody all around. But he doesn't even care. He's just a big kid. So hopefully sooner or later he takes some type of accountability. But if he don't, at least just be a father to your kids. Be a good father to your kids, and don't even worry about the relationship anymore. Just be cordial enough for that. That's all I just wish. But we are on the outside looking in. But that was just my thoughts. I'll talk to y'all later.